Hey, everybody coming in. I had to go live. I had to. And I kind of have to pee, but I couldn't even get up to go get me water or anything or go pee. Because I was so like, okay, this is so strange. Something is not right. Hey, everybody. Bandit says hi. You guys. Craig Ross Jr., this is supposed suspect. This suspect in the case is 46, not 51 years old. And this Craig Ross Jr. is not on the sex registry. So I don't understand what the hell is going on. Okay. I want to talk about, I have to get this out first, so before I go to the bathroom, because like that doesn't make sense. All the articles first, so before I go to the bathroom, because all the articles have stated that this guy is 51 years old. And now they have this Craig Ross Jr. as the one that's arrested in this Charlotte case. He's 46. He's not 51. And are they looking into this filming dude to see if he's like a part, could have been a part of this? Because he's fucking weird. Yeah, Timothy Filmon has all those exact charges and everything that the news was reporting. And then they come out with the name Craig Ross. He doesn't have sodomy charges and isn't 51 years old. He's 46. Where'd you see a picture of him? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand. So when you look up this guy, oh, I've already added you, RJ. You're on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
no, I didn't. All right. It's a Monday, and I mean it's been a Monday.
I should have welcomed you. Sorry, that was rude.
No, it's okay. I wasn't paying that close attention.
I wanted to get out.
I know. I get you.
Hey, Brittany.
Hey, how are you?
Do you know anything about this?
So it's interesting. Do you have Facebook up?
Yeah, that's why I was looking on Facebook. I was looking at the groups and everything. Like,
okay, well, go to that Timothy guy's page, and then he has something posted about. I hope I entertained you guys or something with like a picture of like the leg. There's a comment that someone posted underneath there, and it's like a news clip, and it says something to the effect that yes, someone's been arrested, but possibly more people were involved or something. I can't remember exactly how it reads.
Oh.
You should see it if you look down in the comments. I mean, I don't know if it means anything, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, because something's not making sense here.
Either way, he is a weirdo.
Because it says the residence on Barrett Road is okay. So they're saying this Barrett Road. This Craig Ross Jr. on Barrett Road is 46 years old, not on the sex offender registry, doesn't have these sodomy charges that I've seen, but this Timothy Filmon does, and he's 51, and he checks all the boxes, but he's not. I don't understand. I'm so confused. How come he's now second degree? Let's see. What's this here?
It's a little further down. It almost looks like a little screenshot someone took of like a news post.
Oh, there's a lot of news posts in this one. It's like, is this the so this is under, okay, so this is under the Hope I Entertain You to Pieces, You Goddamn Yankees. Is that the one you're talking about? Here, I
Yeah.
guess I can pull it up on here. I'll just pull it up on here. That's fine. Timothy, I guess he would, if he wants to strike me, then come on, big boy. Let's see here. So right here.
I apologize. I'm looking up something. So I'm researching a little bit of something right now. So I apologize for my silence.
Okay, keep going down. Okay, past all that. Okay, right there, that little, go back up.
This one?
Right. I can't see where you're pointing. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Right there. Is that it, maybe?
There's so many of them that it said, it says the state had issued on Monday. He said, Charlotte, police have raided a house in Milton on Monday evening. The residence is on Barrett Road off Middle Line Road, about 13 miles south of where Charlotte Sena lived, and with her family in Porter's Corners near Corinth. The Times Union is not identifying the suspect, who has ties to the Glen Falls area in Warren County, because police have not confirmed his arrest. He was convicted of sodomy in 1997 and sentenced up to 15 years in prison for plying young boys with drugs and engaging in sex acts with them. So not in that one. Because there's a lot of people posting articles in this chat here. Let's see here.
And you're saying, well, that's actually the post I'm talking about, because it says that he was convicted of the...
Right here's another one. But that's the same thing I just read. Oh, it says the Barrett Road residence is where a relative of the suspect apparently lives, and the girl a relative of the suspect. A relative of the suspect.
That news reporting from watching Justin for All was mentioning that the suspect lived on or near Barrett Road. I believe there was a cross street given, but Barrett Road was mentioned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It says the Barrett Road residence is where a relative of the suspect apparently lives, and the girl may have been found in some type of trailer on the property, according to law enforcement source. See, I was thinking he lived on Barrett Road. So when I was looking up this Craig Ross Jr., I'm not finding anybody with that name that's
So does this Timothy live on that road?
I'm not sure right now at this second. Maybe
it's just so strange because he checks all the boxes, his age and everything.
Look, this person said, I reported you for having a Facebook since you are a convicted sex offender.
Oh, he is crazy though. He posted another video. I don't know if Justin showed that one, but he is crazy.
Oh yeah. I was sending Justin some of those because I was like, oh my gosh, this is, yeah. Oh, let's
say to everyone in New York, everyone in Warren County, and everyone that just commented on my Facebook page, I, Tim Philman, am running for the governor of the state of New York, and I am asking I am calling and asking for 5 million black, Southern black Confederates from Louisiana to South Carolina, Georgia, Arkansas to come to the state of New York, get on welfare to establish residency, and elect me governor. I will take every single thing these goddamn Yankees have and give it in reparations to black Southerners. I am Tim Philman. I am the wolf of fucking Warren County, and I am running for governor of the state of fucking New York. I swear to God, I'm gonna win, and I'm taking everything you goddamn Yankees have. Watch.
Okay, so
I got
is her what's okay? What states would be New York? New York.
Yes.
Okay, is he targeting this family? Were they? You know what I mean? He sounds pretty angry, but the thing is, he's not the suspect, so I need to stop. That's not what the name that they gave, but I don't understand.
something to say to everyone in New York.
He took down his videos that he had posted about his roommate that he thought was involved. I think that's the one of the videos Justin did show.
He posted that she was found. So yeah, oops, somebody trying to get on panel. Oh, I thought I heard a beep there for a second. I don't know.
There was a ding there.
Yeah, so there is definitely nobody in that name. Craig Ross Jr. So what was that, Warren County? Or would that be Saratoga County? Was that Saratoga County where he was arrested, supposedly?
I believe that is what is being reported, that park and campground is Saratoga.
Saratoga. So
while you're researching something or reading something there,
he's not 51. I'm just okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say two things. The information that's coming out is still raw right now, and we got to keep that in mind. So something like a misreporting of an age, right now, I would stick with what the law enforcement is saying, that he is 51, and until they update it or change that. If you're finding an arrest record,
well, they've now edited the articles and changed the age.
Have they?
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Okay. Then there seems to be some credibility to that. Then that they misreported the age at first, or
So,
may have been. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering if I need to look here. What all else are they changing? Because what about all the charges and stuff? Like he's not even on this. Craig Ross isn't even on the registry.
And there could have been a deception issue where he was intentionally trying to give the police false information, and the reports are coming out with that original information and are being corrected. And then there is another factor which you kind of were questioning when I said I was researching something, was this is organized. If somebody's writing a ransom note, mm-hmm. and they knew that the family was going to be away at this campground, they knew that there was a vulnerable place that she could be taken from. This was organized. This was plotted and planned, and there potentially could be a team.
Yeah. This says 9-year-old Charlotte Cena was found alive Monday evening, and a suspect in her abduction was arrested, according to state police. Multiple law enforcement sources said the suspect, 46-year-old Craig Ross Jr., allegedly left a note at Charlotte's parents' house, possibly demanding some type of ransom in connection with her disappearance. Those sources also said that police had raided a house in Milton on Monday evening. That residence is on Barrett Road, off Middle Line Road, about 13 miles south of where Charlotte Cena lived with her family in Porter Corners near Corinth. Relatives of the suspect apparently lived at the Barrett Road residence, and the girl may have been found in some type of trailer on the property, according to law enforcement. The state police issued a statement Monday evening saying Charlotte Sena had been found safe, is in good health, and a subsequent statement from the agency said it had identified an individual as being in the area of Moreau Lake State Park around the time Charlotte went missing. Further investigation led to the search of multiple residences where the individual is known to reside. A few hours before the notice was issued, a large contingent of state police had gathered in the parking lot. I'm trying to see. Are they going to change like this whole, like his background is what I'm wanting to see. If they're going to, if they made a mistake, I guess. Maybe they thought it was, I don't understand how it could have got all, I mean, there was multiple sources saying 51 years old, you know?
Right. No, I understand. But there's, you know, there is the possibility, and I think we have to, since the information is still coming out about this, you know, we're going to possibly find some errors, and the full details of everything will come out in the press conference tomorrow. Of course, there's going to be some information leaked overnight as well. But
yeah, so were you watching Justin's by chance?
I caught the last maybe 20 minutes or so.
Okay, because some people might not understand what, because so we had already checked the register. Every single box is checked, like that they were saying. This Philman dude, he has all the charges from 1997, everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was 51, just like the article said. He has all the charges. He's on the sex registry. He had the sodomy charges, everything, check boxes. That's this Philman dude, okay, that everybody thought it was. And then it comes out that now the suspect's name is Craig Ross, who's not on the sex registry, but it was reported he was on the sex registry. And we don't see, I haven't seen anybody find any charges from 1997 for sodomy, but maybe I can't find them. I don't find him on any registry. So I don't know, but I guess we will find out tomorrow. I guess that's hopefully the only thing I can think of is maybe it possibly was like, maybe this other dude is involved or something.
That's what this kind of stinks like to me, that there was a team. He could have been just the person delivering a ransom note when another person that has this description that we're unaware of is the actual character.
Because wasn't there another guy, Charles Ross, that they had mentioned yesterday that was in the news? I mean, could that be a brother?
Yeah, there was a Charlie that has been mentioned, but I can't. Listen, I just started watching this case during Justin's stream. So first time I had seen anything about it. But I was just seeing something. I was trying to help Justin find some information, find a sex offender in the area who was 51 years old. Okay. And we found that Philman guy. Actually, I think he was the one that found that, or somebody else. He's the one that said that name is the Philman guy. And I can't remember if I said Craig Ross. I don't know. I'll have to go through our text. I don't think so, because I would have, no, I didn't say, because I can't find anything about this Craig Ross dude anywhere. But yeah, that's when I was just trying to help him find somebody who matched what the news articles were reporting. And so it's just odd that he's not on the registry. That doesn't make sense. Maybe if I look on maybe New York Department of Corrections.
Yeah, I was trying to search during his live as well, and I was not seeing anything for New York.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything.
Let's see.
I couldn't even find that website.
Craig Ross.
Okay, so someone in chat saying Craig Ross is the younger brother of Charles. So that would make sense if
Charles a
more than one were helping,
is
because he does have a background.
Does he have a? Is he a sex offender as well?
I believe so. Yes. If you just Google him, it'll come up.
At least they were reporting that this Craig guy was, or the suspect was, offender, but I haven't seen anything yet. I'm sure they. Surely
Charles Ross, known to stalk and photograph women and
Yeah.
girls in State Park. That's creepy, but do we have proof of there being SA allegations or charges on him?
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can go back and look.
I mean, just being honest, my sister, when her and I were in high school, she was going for a walk, and some guy flashed her, and it ended up being, of course, being a news story. Not a news story, I'm sorry, but a police investigation, and the guy was arrested, and so on and so forth. You know, it's sick, but it's in the same line of thought of what's being said about Charles Ross. It's sick and it's disgusting, but that's stalking. That's not well, as long as there's not a touching of the other person, there's not that SA allegation there.
Yeah.
Say What said the Timothy guy posted another video.
Did he? Yay. Let's check it out. Exciting. He's loving this attention, I can tell.
Mm-hmm. You can tell he is. He's crazy.
He did post another one. Oh my gosh. Well, at least we found I mean, this guy is probably potential content, I guess. This guy's interesting, to say the least.
And ladies and gentlemen, I declare that I am the wolf of Warren County, and there's going to be consequences for people disturbing my peace. There's going to be a new law. I am your new governor. It might take me time to get to that podium, but I declare there's new law coming. My law, given to me by my God, is going to be the law. My name is Timothy Scott Philman. I am from Americus, Georgia, and I declare before my God and the nation of America that I am running for governor in New York. I seek to decriminalize cocaine and prostitution. I want to raise New York State border tolls when that happens. I'm going to use eminent domain to frack, and I'm going to sell $100 trillion worth of pussy bonds to Germany. It sounds fictitious to you now, but it's soon to be your reality. I call for 5 million black Confederates. The darker the berry, the better. General Timothy Scott Philman declares there will be a new Confederacy.
Okay, you can stop playing
black people to come to New York and let me go.
Darker the berry, the better. What? No,
he's speaking some Southern language that you don't want on your channel because it's very sexual.
Sexual?
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah, that is the deep South language there that you speak. That if you live below Atlanta and Montgomery.
I mean,
okay.
But come on, the darker the berry, the better. I mean that was kind of funny because he's just trying to recruit black people to take over New York City with him. You know, he wants all the black people to vote for him.
Wait, look, I'm not making a racial statement here, folks. I think that New York is pretty well diverse as it is. But what he's saying is a sexual innuendo. I'm sorry. Yeah, want to be careful of that. He's saying a sexual innuendo.
With the pussy loins.
The darker the berry comment.
Oh well, yeah. That's just like the darker berry. Like they mean it. It's like Tupac says, the dark. I mean, that is a sexual comment, I guess. Yes, but he was meaning it like
he's meaning it. No. He was
what he was meaning.
If he's from Americus, Georgia, he's meaning it exactly as he's saying it, and how would be taken if you lived below Atlanta or below Montgomery in Alabama. And yes, I've lived there, and in the south of there. And sorry that you want to be careful. I'm just saying, hey, be careful with that, because he has some innuendos in there that are disturbing. Look, this guy needs. I'm going to put it this way: this guy needs to be the men in white coats come visit him and take him away for an eval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll be on the lookout. There's 20 seconds left. Do you think
established residents and vote for me? You've got time to get here. Hurricane refugees, I call to you. I declare that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I respect Jimmy Carter. You have messed with the wrong man. I have a fight to wage, and it is now. Thank you. I approve this message.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
He's
God.
nuts. He's nuts.
I mean, this guy's not a good guy, okay, guys? I'm not trying to lighten the situation. He's a horrible person. This guy has sodomy, horrible charges. Horrible charges. But like, whoa, that guy's out there. I mean, with his delusional behavior, couldn't you see him involved in something? Like, he's so angry at people, a certain Yankees. Well, does he consider the family that this family that was targeted, are they a Yankee? That, I don't know. He seems delusional. I'm sure the cops are looking into the guy. I'm sure he probably was like their number one suspect for a while.
Judge Laura.
He said in his video earlier that he had been on the phone with them most of the day. He deleted that video, but he had said they had been on the phone with him most of the day because he thought that his ex-roommate was involved. So he had been calling them all day.
Well, good for him to say something, but woohoo.
If he hates Yankees so much, why is he living in upstate New York? I don't know. He claims to be from Americus, Georgia, but I don't know. He got his charges in New York, and I mean, I think, and yeah, in 97 he got his charges, or 1997 he got his sodomy charges. So it was really bad charge. Gross stuff that he did.
My question is, this guy in the closet or something, because he's kind of upset.
It was gay men. It was boys that he targeted. But that's what they said in the articles too, about the suspect in the Charlotte case, or this is that her name, Charlotte, the girl missing?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying, that the suspect had charged exactly like that. Sodomy charges on young boys from the 90s. So it's so weird that now all of a sudden it's a different person.
Is that a picture of I can't think of his name. Can't think of the musician's name. Who's that picture on the wall back there behind him?
Bob Marley?
Yeah.
That's the name. That's it. Okay. That, and again, I love Bob Marley's music, but some of his philosophies were a little out there, in my opinion. But just my opinion. But this guy, this guy's disturbing on a mental level. If if the charges are true and he's calling, good for him to step up and say, look, I'm not involved. I believe it might be this person. The strangest behaviors.
Justin just sent me this dude's record, and I'm not. Wait, Wait, I'm confused. Wait, Justin, what are you trying to say? About what are you trying to say here? It shows that, yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking it was. And that guy's 46 years old, Justin. He's not 51, he's 46. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was basically done making my point.
Sorry.
No, please.
It's baffling to me, and I know we're gonna find out tomorrow for sure. Everything, hopefully, like the truth and everything. I'm sure this mystery be solved. But
Makes me wonder
oops,
if the little girl knew. I think something Justin read said something about the father was able to identify knowing the man after they got the fingerprints. It just makes me wonder, if maybe the little girl knew who he was. Of course, not Timothy.
That's kind of what I was saying about this being organized.
Right.
There had to be some sort of interaction, whether or not they were conscious of there being an interaction or not. There was an interaction. This was planned out. It's pointing, everything that we've learned so far is pointing out this is planned out.
That guy just posted on Facebook 2 hours ago. He's not. Oh, well, yeah, I know. That's what we know this person is posting, so he's not in jail. This guy is definitely not in jail. He's posting videos, and so, but I guess we'll know tomorrow much more. He was the ice cream man, I heard.
See, Charles Ross is the guy that drove the ice cream truck. So unless this Craig Ross is related to the Charles Ross, that can make sense. They should have just did the press conference tonight.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Oh, I can guarantee it's going to be a long night of an interrogation, and they're going to. I think the reason why they delayed it is that they can determine what and how much information they can release to the press without interfering with their any all charges that are going to be released or pressed against him. So I don't see a major issue with them delaying a press conference from tonight till tomorrow morning. It might be better on their behalf.
Yeah, they may be able to give us a little bit more information too.
Mm-hmm. Because as much as I hate to say this, even if she's telling the police and telling paramedics there was no SA done, they're still going to want to do a physical examination.
Oh yeah, I would
make sure she wasn't drugged and not aware. Make sure, those kind of things. That's a very traumatic that's got to be very traumatic for a 9-year-old to go through. And they want as much information as they possibly can have. That way they press charges to the fullest.
Sorry, is it a female Bernadette? The 72-year-old? Because I do see a 72-year-old female at that residence. They're supposed to. No, I don't think sex offenders are supposed to be on Facebook. So I'm sure he'll be reported and he'll be taken down.
And he probably can't run for governor either.
He's probably going to get in trouble because probably, isn't that part of the deal? Like, aren't you basically on probation the rest of your life or something? Like, isn't there certain things?
Not always. Not always. Some states, some states, and then depending on what you're charged with, the
charges
time
were
that you have to be
bad.
registered can be less.
His charges were really bad. Sodomy on several boys. But they were in the 90s, but still, like, it was really bad.
Yeah, you can almost hear the anger in his voice when he talks. He's creepy.
Yeah. It does seem, yeah, I think they were saying like the suspect had charges against young boys in the 90s. So, I don't know. Justin, did you pull up try to find the background on this guy? On that same site on Truth Finder? On that 46-year-old? Let me try. I'll check out VineLink again and see if anything's changed as far as finding, if I just find a picture of him, see if there's any booking, anything. Says New York. What time did they arrest him, I wonder? Sometimes it takes like it doesn't look like anything's in the system yet. Not on VineLink anyways.
I got told. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm actually looking up something, so please go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think they announced that she was found around 6:30.
Okay, so, man. I wonder what that area, let me
Maybe
pull the area up on Google Earth. Go ahead. I'm just pulling up an address.
No, I was about to say I got told about it, about her being found more than 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I had a chance to put anything up on my community wall, it took a little bit of time, but it was more than 2 hours ago that I got told about it. So you're looking at least by, I would say 7:30.
Oh, he might not even be booked in yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's going to have a long night of questioning. I don't think he's going to get booked immediately.
Is that considered Ballaston Spa? Hold on. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to see, because they supposedly, okay, here, let's look at the overview of this supposed property. The property that we believe, possibly. It's not confirmed. And people might get mad at me, but I don't care. Supposedly, this is Barrett Road, at the very least. Maybe I won't point out the exact house it is, supposed right here, but I was just trying to look at it. It's in the vicinity of this picture. And I was trying to see how close the places are together and stuff. And like, if she was in a shed, if she could yell, if people would hear her, you know what I mean? So there are some, pretty somewhat close neighbors here. So I wonder how that's sad. That's so scary. That's scary thinking about what they freaking did to keep her quiet.
God, don't you know she was terrified? That's horrible.
Yeah. Because when I'm seeing these houses kind of close together, that kind of makes me sick to my stomach, because it makes me feel like they would have had to keep her quiet somehow.
So the house that they found her in, the comment you have on the screen right now says that it was a 72-year-old RSO. Wasn't somebody saying a few moments ago that it was actually a 72-year-old woman?
I was asking if it was a woman, because the address I had pulled up on the screen right now. There's a 72-year-old woman. It's on Barrett Road, and it has somebody with Ross's last name. Has his
Okay.
living here at this location. It's Barrett Road. Either way, this is Barrett Road, and how big is the road? Yeah, it's a small road. See, so it's somewhere along here at even if it's not like the house that I'm thinking it is.
It's not a very populated street.
It was down. Yeah, I'm thinking it was down here though, in the more populated area than over here. Some areas it would have been further, but I'm thinking it's in this area. Let's see. Yeah, that's I've seen what JB has posted on his, if he's posted anything new.
He was live, JB Bruno, and he said he's coming in early tomorrow morning. The police have not set a time for the press conference, but he'll be in his office at WFLA very early to find out when the press conference will be and to make sure it is covered.
Right. That's, I just started to get interested in the case right when, she was found. So I am very happy though to hear she was found. That's great news. Not complaining about that at all. And hopefully this guy never gets out again. If he has a history, he should never be out ever again after this.
Right. You're fortunate in this case where you're getting into following the news story, and it's actually the positive, the side of it that we get the report tonight is that Charlotte's been found. Whether or not we know the full details of what happened when she was being, for a lack of a better term, please forgive me, under this person's care, forced care, however you want to say it, that, there may be other issues that have happened that we, and other charges that will happen. I'll put it that way. But she's home. She's going to go home tonight to where her parents live. Not sure her parents are going to let her sleep in her own bed, but she's going home tonight.
Oh shit, I was muted. Dang it. I'm sitting here like responding to you and everything. Oh, I was just agreeing with you. So
Jimmy, thank you. That's a better way. That's the correct way of saying it. It was held captive. Just couldn't come up with the words.
Yeah. Right. I couldn't think of a word either. So when you were saying it, a better, more appropriate word, I guess, like that's not, that's a PG. Yeah, it's that. So supposedly that's that road. I'm wondering too, like, yeah, there could be later. What if this older person, whoever's house this is there going to be charges for them? And like, how did this other person not know that there was this little girl and or was the person not home? There's so many questions. It's very true. There could very possibly be more charges and more people arrested. Very, very likely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hate to say it, a 72-year-old person being charged, because that's apparently the home that she was kept in. You have to find out how much that person actually knew of what was going on. And, that's a lot of what they're doing tonight. How much did each person know what was going on, and how much of a participation was it, and what length of charges are they going to be able to file? They're going to move very quickly on this with charges.
Yeah, they're going to try to get him to talk. give up any co-conspirators. Yeah. They're gonna be he's gonna have his life is not gonna be fun. But you do the crime, you do the time. He thought he was gonna try to get money. I hope to God he did not assault that little girl. I hope the best likely outcome is that he was trying to get money. Not just
Right.
that's horrible, but that'd be better than her being sexually assaulted. I hope to God not.
Right. I don't think there's a other than to say ransom. I don't think there's any other way to not be awkward about saying it. But it would be a blessing, and that she had that the Charlotte had angels watching over her if this was all about money and a ransom. A miracle. It would. There's no other way to say it. It would be a miracle if this was only about a ransom. And hello, Chloe Jade. I do see her saying hi.
So somebody just sent me a screenshot just to let me know, or somebody named Matt LaFar. I don't know who that is, but they said, I apologize. It says that post just now was incorrect. It's being said that the man arrested for Charlotte's kidnapping, Craig Ross Jr., is the younger brother of Charles Ross, who was the Mr. Dingaling driver that got arrested in 2018 for stalking young girls, and again recently for taking pictures and videos of women and young girls and posting them on Instagram. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, I think we knew it was. Didn't we know that he was the younger brother or of
I thought it
Charles?
was a possibility, yeah.
Or did we not know that yet? Yeah, maybe that's crazy. That's showing, I guess, generational abuse. I mean, his brothers, and I don't know if that's what that'd be considered. I'm assuming that's what they've been dealing with. If it's a family thing, there's a 72-year-old also RSO in that house. And then there's this Charles too,
Right.
who's his brother is a RSO.
Jams wants a link.
Huh?
Jams wants a link.
It should be posted, Jam.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was ever like pinned or anything like that.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. So basically the older brother is an RSO. He's an RSO, and also this 72-year-old person's house he was arrested at is also an RSO. Wow. Birds of a feather do flock together. Aren't they supposed to stay away from other people who RSOs when they have those type of charges?
If it's family, though, if it's their immediate family, though, I'm just saying,
Yeah, I can see that.
There's a trailer right here.
Well, that makes sense because everyone keeps saying something about her being found in a trailer.
I guess I was late giving you information again. I'm going to have to get on the ball, Ziggy.
It's fine. I could have missed something too. I don't know. That's why, but still, that's interesting because it made me think like all these RSOs like hang out with each other because somebody just said he was arrested at the house of a 72-year-old RSO who was a family member. And he has an older brother who's an RSO, unless his older brother is the 72-year-old, but I really doubt that because that's a huge difference in age. It could be.
Somebody in the chat just said it was their mother that owned the trailer. If they're in their 40s, 72-year-olds would be an appropriate age for a mother.
Wow, that's so sad, dude. I don't think anybody'd be able to hear her. I wasn't going to show which house I think it is, but you guys made me. I didn't say what number it is, even though I think it was on the screen for a second.
Well, and if they're a registered sex offender, then it's public. The address and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So it's good that people know about this house anyways. RSO lives here, so that's true. Thanks for making me feel better about it. I wonder if this house over here, because this, I don't know. I'm just wondering maybe if anybody was living there at the time, because I don't know if anybody from over here could hear anything. I don't know. That's crazy. But if it's the guy, I mean, well, shit, it's not according to news articles, this guy was drugging little boys and stuff. So hopefully, I don't know what to think. Supposedly, yeah, they found her in a shattered trailer or something, right? Do you guys know?
It sounded like it was a trailer.
Yeah. I'm sure I've read it 5 million times, or not 5 million, that's exaggeration, several, and still don't remember. I keep checking to see if anything updates. Gosh, people drive like me. And I did try to look up, here, let's see. A 960 square foot trailer. Okay.
Okay.
That looks about right. Well, trying to think what else. Presser at 10:30 a.m. Okay, that's good information. Right, Patty Whack?
So WFLA posted a news article on their website about an hour ago. It seems to be an update of previous information, but it's nothing substantial other than that the girl's mother called 911. I'm sorry, that was actually information about Saturday, nothing about tonight. They found her tonight at 6:30 or just after 6:32 p.m. They searched a home, and the police found her safe in the home. I'm sorry, I was trying to look to see if there's any information about their update for the press conference, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for sure. There's some people I got 10:30. I mean, it's not obvious. Somebody was just saying 10:30 tonight. It's not tonight. There's no way. They just said, yeah, tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, 10:30 a.m.
Okay. Tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you. JLR landed in New York tonight, and we'll be covering it tomorrow. Oh, cool.
He is moving. Goodness, he was just in Texas.
I know, but I would do that if I didn't have
Kid, yeah.
I was single, because I mean, look how much money he made. Like he makes enough to just keep going and going. Like, you know what I mean? He makes enough to pay for these hotels and his flights and stuff. People tip him really well, and it's basically like he gets to go on, do what he loves. It's like a vacation all the time, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten a lot better at it. Like, I think he's kind of, seen the backlash of how certain reporting gets him. And I don't know, he's kind of grown on me, I'll admit.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that. That'd be like a vacation all the freaking time. And you always get to see all different places. And yeah, that'd be really cool. Meet like really interesting people. Because you talk to people associated with the cases, like kind of how I went and talked to Fred and Don and Candace and stuff.
Your chat is saying that there is one tonight at 10:30.
Oh. The governor is doing one tonight. Okay. That's 15 minutes from now. And you would think anyone in that home would have been arrested. I mean, what do you think?
Okay.
I mean, it's a trailer. You can't really hide anyone.
I found it.
So there is some, I would say there is some credibility to this because Michelle Walks just went live about her being found. So there might be some credibility there for there being a press conference tonight.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, you found it.
Just mute it for now. But yeah, it's the governor. It's announced. It's not till it said 10:30.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll keep it there and see if we're on till then. I mean, if
we
not,
can hang till then. Not a problem.
panel guest. Oh yeah, I guess I could. I'm tired, but it's not a big deal. It's 3 a.m. in the UK. She's up early or late. Oh, it's 10 p.m. here. It's only 3 a.m. in the UK.
They're usually 5 or 6 hours ahead of us, so
okay.
That'd be about right.
Cher's doing a live on cam with BK of all people, is what I'm told. Okay, interesting.
Oh boy.
Somebody messaged me and I'm not going to say their name, but they said, I'm just 2 hours from there. I will stand next to JLR and say, this is Team Ziggy.
Oh, somebody's been posting that a couple times in your chat that they'll go there and do live reporting for you.
Oh, okay. That must be the same person. Was it Judge Laura?
I think so.
I just called her out. Sorry. Oh, she's cool. She doesn't care. Yeah, she said it. She doesn't care.
Somebody was saying Andrew is only about 45 minutes there. Maybe somebody could get him to go and do live reporting.
Who?
Andrew.
Who did you say from the chat would go? I think that'd be a better option.
Andrew. Okay, you mean H's?
How
far is he from there?
About 45 minutes.
Does he have a license? I mean,
I doubt it.
Well, I saw that he posted when we were in Justin's. This is what happens when YouTubers don't show up. The child is found. I'm like, okay.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He did do some coverage on it today. He actually had posted some stuff about that Timothy guy too, I believe.
oh, JLR
Everybody was on. No, Andrew did. Everybody was on to Timothy.
Yeah, I'm still suspicious of Timothy. I'm still not, but yeah, it's bugging me. But we'll see. I don't know. I think the governor probably. It's not like a. I don't know if this would really be considered a presser. It would just be probably an announcement that she's been found and stuff, right? It's not going to give any information, right?
I don't know. You never ever know, because the governor would have privileged information of something like this going on, because they would be working with the FBI, the state police, and their office would automatically be involved. So they may know something or been able to give information to that they can release.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to fall asleep. It looks like a photo of that John Young.
Don't go to sleep, Ziggy.
Who? Oh, why did I hear a beep? Okay.
I don't know. You're probably hearing echo
Oh,
from my
maybe you
TV.
unmuted. Okay. It's always crazy at Jam's house.
There's always a ruckus.
Every time.
Well, if you really want to stay awake for a minute, we can always, bring up Taylor Swift and how many times she got counted as being on TV last night.
Why has she become so absolutely in the news? What is she doing that's so amazing? I mean, I like her song. She's great and all, but what's she doing?
She's dating the best tight end in the NFL right now.
Oh.
And she's been showing up at his games.
Carrie Underwood did the same thing, didn't she? Dated a football star.
Yeah.
And she's been showing up at his games and in a press box with the family and things like that. And there's this big, huge controversy going on, depending on what social media platform you watch. Either Travis Kelce has put her on the map, or she's put Travis Kelce on the map. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. My dogs are going crazy.
You put him on the map, I think.
Can you hear me? There's coyotes here.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Do you hear my dogs? They're going nuts because the coyotes are howling and moaning and crying way far away from here. You all can't hear it, but I hear them. They're creepy sounding.
No, we can hear it. We can hear crickets and everything. It's cool. It's really relaxing, and it kind of puts me to sleep.
Oh, I better close my window then, because that's the crickets.
I'm not gonna pull like a whole like cam and fall asleep like that. I couldn't do it. I wish I could sleep like that and just fall. Well, not drug induced, but like I'm talking about. Well, maybe I don't want to sleep like that, because a lot of times when people can fall asleep like that, like Jim was like that. A lot of times they have like issues.
Did Cher and Cam get along?
I don't know.
I know they did at one point, because before they even came to YouTube, weren't they on her channel with BK at one point?
I don't know. Common Sense True Crime put a video of their first time on live on YouTube, and they look so healthy, both of them. I can't believe the difference.
Oh yeah, Allie was starting to look really different. She was. I noticed it. Her hair.
Oh, wait.
I noticed it. There's a look. When you're on opiates, it just. I had a friend that was really one of my best friends. Like, well, when I was younger, that we used to do drugs together and whatever. She was my best friend, and she was so gorgeous. But man, I couldn't like when she would get on opiates. Like she would be. Her face would like change, and she'd look completely different. Like was not beautiful like at all anymore. She looked sick, and I don't know. Same. I mean, it makes you look different. Some it makes look different more than others. And it matters too with your color of eyes. If you have like lighter eyes, it's going to be easier to tell.
One of the last lives that he had done, he was like in a car and they were waiting in traffic. You could really tell something was wrong.
Yep.
I don't-
And I saw like the messages, like other things that Cher was saying, and Trev Times, and I don't know how many of you guys saw that, but I think Trev Time took it down. But she was saying like, and she went up on panel too and said that she had talked to the family of Cam's, I guess. Supposedly the family reached out to Cher and
Oh dear goodness! I'm sorry. I'm watching chat.
what?
Is that really what Peas in a Pod? Is that really why Cher is trying to explain how they're able to cover true crime cases or cases about missing kids and things like that? I mean, that's
What?
Peas in a Pod came in, and I'm trying to find. Okay, so it starts off with her giving a wave emoji.
I tuned in to hear Cher saying they can cover missing kids stories because they've been on the inside dealing with CPS and drug issue. Okay.
Talk about white knighting.
Okay. Well, people make it. That's why, like she has Tragedy Pimps Exposed sitting there making her believe things like that. Tragedy Pimps Exposed. People like me, I'm a tragedy pimp. Everybody else, AB, all of them are tragedy pimps, but no, not Cher. So it's.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have such a visceral reaction, but that just a ridiculous statement. If I can't even put words together how much I find that a disgusting statement.
She's very much greedy opportunist. But
I mean, she supported Leilani. So,
she did get information from Cam's mom, and Cam's mom reached out to her. I mean, if we believe her, and I don't think she would lie about that. I don't see, and a lot of what she's saying sounds legit, but basically Cher's saying it's like way worse than what we all think. That they're each facing 20 years in prison. The grandmother, that the kids actually told on Cameron Allie's drug use, I guess, and that's how all happened. They were visiting their grandparents and supposedly said something about drug use or something like that.
And did I hear you say that Cam's mother reached out to Cher? Is that what you said?
Supposedly,
Yeah.
yes.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All the way in Canada.
Yeah, supposedly emailed Cher, and Cher saying she didn't reach out to her. I don't know if I believe that part, because a lot of people will, don't want to get shit for reaching out to a family member. You know what I mean? But I'm sure if that's a lie, that will come out. But either way, I mean, it is interesting to hear the grandmother's perspective. Supposedly, this happened in July. They wouldn't go take drug test, and that's the reason why they got the kids taken away back in July, because they refused to go to CPS and submit urine screens. That's the real reason.
And yet yesterday, with the post that was made on his community page, blasting his mother and saying everything she's saying is a lie, and going on and on and on and on. And the easiest way to defeat and stop that from the very beginning was go take the drug test. Even if it comes back dirty, you took the drug test and you can turn around saying, "Hey, look, I've messed up, and I need to get myself straight." They would work with you with that.
Yeah, and supposedly, she lied completely about how she lost her job, which I already figured. I guess she wasn't going to work. They fired her because she was calling in, and was getting, I guess, getting high, not going into work, and yeah, started using. Cher was saying that the family said something like, use the term, if you can't beat them, join them. I guess like she used to try to save Cam, Allie, meaning Allie used to save Cam, but then eventually Cam got her on the drugs too, and she started using them with them.
So
It's really sad.
you might want to check to refresh that page to see if they've started a press conference.
Okay.
But while you do so, I'm going to say, was it you that said, or was it somebody else that said that about her, how they met was through a rehab facility or how? Okay, so I really have no bad feelings or no qualms about saying this. Then, if she was a nurse in a rehab facility, she should have known not to get involved with somebody that was in there for rehab.
Yeah.
Jam wants a link.
It's just too bad because I think that's the link.
Yeah, it's really sad. I hate that for their kids.
Allie, I mean, I would be pissed at Cam if I were Allie. I mean, she's an adult, but I would probably have a little bit of resentment towards him because she had a lot going for her, and it's like down the drain because of drugs, and she was not on drugs at one time.
And I'm really surprised they haven't taken down some of their live streams, just because a lot of them look really bad, you know?
And then when we see go back a couple months to around the date they supposedly lost their kids, the videos they were posting, the Amazon wish lists and stuff, and like, the stuff they were saying, and you could like the lie they were lying to everybody. They had to lie to everybody to cover up everything.
I was going through some of their live streams. I was trying to figure out when I started really noticing. It was over a year ago that I started noticing that Cam was different. And are they starting it?
No, what'd you say? What do you mean? When did you say you started noticing that?
Over a year ago. Probably.
You mean you noticed a change in him? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed he was using again.
Well, mine, that's not when I started noticing. Mine was more towards the beginning of this year, around March or something. March, April, early summer.
I just started picking up on his mannerisms and noticing just different things that he was doing and he would get so offended so quickly. He got his feelings hurt really fast, and that always just that sends a red flag up to me. When someone gets their feelings hurt quickly over silly little things. Very childish. My husband's snoring. I got to mute.
Hey, Reapers. Are you there? Can't hear you. But right now, guys, it's live, as you can see right here. This is the stream, but I will occasionally refresh it just in case. But it shows 1.1 thousand waiting.
I was going to say, do you have it muted or something?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah. I just have it muted.
Okay.
Because that's a really annoying noise.
That's very bad music. I'm not even sure if it's music.
I've heard elevator music that sounded better.
Right. I was about to say that same exact thing. I do have good news too on Fred Hill. I think he's getting out very, very soon.
That's great.
He has a court date in Sullivan in 2 days.
Well, then he's going to be out pretty soon. They'll probably just let him go to that, and then
He might be out
Wonderful.
this week, guys.
Does he have a plan of where he's going to go?
I don't know. I don't know. That's I hope so. I don't know. I haven't even talked to him
Does he
about
have to have a home plan before he leaves? A lot of times they do have to have a home plan.
I don't. Oh, I'm sure he's got something, but the thing is, like, yeah, I don't know. If I just hope he chooses a good place to go. But I guess he could probably stay where Laura's staying, wherever that is. Um, so I don't know, and the trail might be able. I don't think he thought he was going to get out that soon.
I don't think the sisters did either.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Sisters think that.
I'm sorry. That's going to be a very interesting conversations afterward.
That'll
Yeah.
be an interesting reunion, won't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Are you there, Reapers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anyone know if the Wells lost their boys for good yet?
No,
Because
Kim's
Don went
mom.
on a rampage and was drinking and drugging and was losing his mind. And then they came up and talked to, and Candace called the cops or called CPS on him for acting like that. And then they took the boys.
Huh?
Do y'all not remember? Candace called the cops on, or not the cops, called CPS and turned Don in for drinking and drugging or something and going to
Why'd you bring
Knoxville.
that up? I'm so
Huh?
confused. Why'd you just say that?
Because Reapers just said something, didn't you? Didn't you ask? Or someone said
I
something?
was asking. No, I said, ask. Does anyone know if the Wells lost their boys for good yet?
Oh, sorry.
You're too high.
Shut up, Ziggy.
Oh man.
It's late, all right?
I was like, okay, I took a Delta 8,
This is
and I'm a
the
little
third
bit
time
close,
today.
but like, am I hearing things right?
Listen, this is the third time today I've screwed up. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's Monday.
Oh man, that was funny. That was good. Okay, Reapers, sorry.
When all else fails, blame it on Monday.
Cam's mom is on Facebook.
Oh, I know.
She doesn't look that bad to me.
No, yeah, I've seen her. I mean, I knew people would reach out to her and stuff, and Cher's claiming that she reached out to her, so it
I
is.
know, and I looked up. I did a map search,
Mhm.
right? And she claimed to you. I heard earlier that their house was nasty and all that.
Mhm.
The outside of it looks fine.
Well,
Kim,
you don't know what the inside looks like either.
are you talking
No,
about
no, I don't. But on the map search, the outside of their home looks just fine.
what, Kim and Allie's home or whose home?
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
no
but you
junk in
can't
the
go
yard
by
like
that
at the
because
wells.
if you
Did
watch
they
Border,
say inside there, or did they say there was junk outside?
No, but I heard on your live stream earlier, she said how horrible. You said that Cher said it was worse than the wells or something.
Huh?
On the
Yeah.
outside, it ain't. I don't know about the inside.
Oh, okay. Well,
The only
somebody has
thing that-
pictures of the inside. I guess some people have seen pictures of the inside. I haven't.
On the information that I guess it was Allie posted last night on the, I guess the statement that the mother wrote to CPS or when she went to report it or whatever. I think the statement read as the home wasn't fit to live in, I believe is how it was stated. I don't exactly know what she means by fit to live in, but at the end of the day, there was a reason why they took the kids, and I don't think a dirty house is necessarily a reason they're going to take the kids.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
I wish that Lips would not have taken that down because that was really interesting and sad.
she showed pictures of their home.
No, she shared a recording. What had happened is at 6:30 one morning, she got a call from Pam and Allie's phone. She answers it. He had pocket dialed her. I think our thing's starting. Is it starting?
No,
Okay.
I'm refreshing it every so often just to make sure.
All right. So he accidentally pocket dialed Lips. I want to get it right because I don't want to give out false information or lie. You know what I mean? When Lips answered the phone, she could hear him or Allie trying to wake him, or was I guess something like that. And then he awoke and was making strange sounds. And she told him that right after he did the stuff that it scared her because he wouldn't wake up.
Did you hear this phone call? What did you hear this?
Yes, I heard the phone call. Yes.
Like you heard Allie in the background worrying about his breathing.
You couldn't hear her trying to wake because she didn't start the recording until I guess after, because she didn't know what to do. She wasn't able to call. She didn't even know what to do. That would be really scary. I do think that would be scary if I were Lips.
She does record all her phone calls. I do know that.
Okay, so
you know that.
To elaborate, I have heard that phone call before.
You've heard it. Have you heard it? It's
Yes, I have. She put it out. She put it out a while back and then took it down. Yeah, yeah, I've heard it.
People need to stop putting phones in their pockets. It never works out well.
No, Don's
and he was fussing at Allie for dropping some stuff off his lap that she.
Yeah, it was on a plate, and it dropped off his lap, like a paper plate or something. I don't know, maybe a regular plate. I don't know, but it dropped off his lap, and he was more worried about losing that than the fact that she couldn't get him to wake up.
And he kept making these weird groaning sounds.
Oh my God.
Once he came to, he was more worried about that plate than anything.
Oh yeah, he was way worried about that plate. He tried to tell Lips in a text, I guess, because I guess he
had been eating supper,
and he had been eating supper at 6:30 in the morning, or he fell asleep with it on his lap.
Yeah, something like that. He fell asleep with it on his lap, and why would
you worry about food that you drop? I mean, if they're
Right. He came to and he wanted his food. That was his excuse after she played it the first time a while back. Because he of course he came in to run interference, right? To explain himself.
Yeah, he really didn't do very good.
He's like, I really wanted that dinner. I bet you did.
Oh my gosh.
He was hangry.
Wow. I don't know why she took it down. Well, I was about to show it. Like there was literally only 30 of us over on my Empress Ziggy, and I went to play Lips video of that call.
Yeah, I was there, and she was in your chat earlier today trying to control your chat. Like, if you're gonna do that, let Ziggy see your video. My God.
Up,
There we go.
volume.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anyone.
Good evening. This is a very good day.
But I'm going to jump down, okay?
But tonight our prayers have been answered.
All right, bye-bye.
We're overcome with relief and gratitude for this gift to all of us. And it is the people standing here with me that remind me why I'm so proud to be the governor of this state. Incredible men and women who were relentless in their pursuit of finding this little girl. Yesterday I held Charlotte's parents in my arms. David and Trish, I went to the campsite. I saw the place that she had just been a joyful little girl the day before, riding her bike, because I was on the road she rode her bike on, saw where she left it. And her parents were just so overcome with sadness.
Can you guys hear it?
And grief.
It's low.
And as a parent,
Yeah,
I thought my
that,
own
you guys, I
heart was
can't help
breaking.
that.
And I said to them, I promise you this, we will bring
Is it better like
Charlotte home
this?
to you. And as each hour went on, hope faded, because we all know the stories. The first 24 hours, there's hope. But when you hit 48 hours, hope starts to wane. But when Charlotte disappeared in Moreau State Park, it was every parent's worst nightmare But I knew I would be able to have assembled the team of individuals who would not stop. And I want to thank at this moment the individuals gathered here tonight and all the men and women across this state that they represent. And the FBI brought in their specialized, trained individuals all the way from Washington to help
Is it better like this?
with this search. But I want to thank Deputy Superintendent Richard Allen, Lieutenant Colonel James Barnes, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Mazzone, Major Dennis Shager, for their work, the New York State Park Police, Colonel Michael Dodona, the Office of Parks and Historic Preservation, Chief of Staff Randy Simons, Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Jeffrey O'Connor, the Schenectady County Sheriff's Office, represented by the Schenectady Police Department, Police Department of Schenectady, Detective Sergeant Bradley Carlton, the Federal Bureau of Investigation Acting Agent in Charge, Alfred Watson, who I met yesterday on site, New York State Department of Corrections and Community Services, Acting Commissioner Daniel Marticello, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Forest Rangers, Basil Sagos. As I mentioned, when you hit that 48-hour moment, you realize it's going to be tough. And you start thinking the worst. But what happened was extraordinary. The case started to break at 4:20 a.m. this morning, when the family's home that was being guarded by state police, when the parents were still starting another day at the campsite where they'd last seen their daughter. 4:20 a.m., the car pulls up to a mailbox. Something is left. State police immediately go to the mailbox and identify what is a ransom note that had been left behind for Charlotte. State police worked diligently trying to find a match for a fingerprint. First one tried and wasn't successful. Second one was to identify any other prints in the New York State database that would be a match. The hit came at 2:30 in the afternoon. There had been a DWI in 1999 in the city of Saratoga. A fingerprint was found that matched what was found on the ransom note. So, a little more research work to identify the location and identifying the fact that there was a home they could visit. They found a double-wide house with a woman, the suspect's mother. The suspect lived in the camper behind. They had what they call a dynamic entry, a tactical maneuver, and within the camper they located the suspect. After some resistance, the suspect was taken into custody, and immediately the little girl was found in a cabinet, cupboard. She was rescued, and she knew she was being rescued. She knew that she was in safe hands. Her parents were immediately notified. This occurred at 6:32 this evening. The suspect, 47-year-old male named Craig Nelson Ross Jr., is still being questioned. At this moment, charges have not been brought, but they are fully expected. Her daughter was transported to local hospital, as is customary, and that's all the family wishes to reveal at this time. But they are united. She is in good hands. She appeared to be outwardly physically unharmed at the time, but we'll leave the rest of this information about little Charlotte to her family at a time they deem appropriate. Often these stories don't end up like this. Every second is key. There's a lot of pressure. Split decisions are made. Because you know, not just a life is hanging in the balance, but a little innocent child's life is hanging in the balance. So to the teams behind me, you work quickly. You work with great urgency. You put it together, the puzzle pieces. You're able to track down the location of Charlotte through technology. But ultimately, it was the two SWAT teams, one federal, one state, that landed in helicopters in Ballston Spa to rescue Charlotte. Still pretty overwhelming because all of us feared the worst. But I promise Trish and Dave, they be reunited with little Charlotte once again, and she see her two sisters, one 10, one 4 years old. And obviously it's a traumatic event for the family and certainly Charlotte. And we'll continue to keep this family in our prayers as they heal. But she'll be going home. That's the story. Charlotte will be going home. That's all I have to say on the details. Certainly there'll be many more coming out with respect to the suspect and how that case will proceed. But I want to thank the media for their intense interest and the 400 volunteers who would not give up, 400 individuals from law enforcement, fire departments, city, county, state, and federal. It was an awesome sight to witness up at the state park yesterday. Everyone doing their job. But also, there are a lot of parents out there among the ranks. And everybody thinks, if it was my child, I would want everybody under the sun looking for them. And that's what this team did. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You brought Charlotte home. Any questions?
What were Schenectady agencies involved in this case?
Charlotte's uncle was a member of the police department in Schenectady, I understand. If that's not correct, someone correct me. Fire department.
Was the suspect known to the family?
It has not been determined that the suspect was known to the family.
Was Charlotte randomly targeted, or did he know?
That is what will be revealed after more extensive questioning. The vehicle registered to the suspect, the address in the database was 2 miles from Charlotte's home, but it is not known at this time whether he knew her or had her under surveillance for any length of time.
Sean. Governor, can you say, you said a letter was delivered. Was it delivered by mail carrier, or was it delivered by a third party? Do you have that information at this point?
It appears that it was by the suspect himself, that he literally drove up to the family's mailbox, assuming they were not home, 4:20 in the morning, opens the mailbox and inserts the ransom note, leaving a critical piece of evidence behind, his own fingerprint.
And I would assume the car details were also taken into consideration at that point. For safety reasons.
There was it happened very quickly. Obviously, it's dark, it's 4:20 in the morning, so it's hard to get a description of the vehicle. But there was some sense of the type of vehicle at the time when they left. So as they're piecing together all the evidence, it came together when they did the fingerprint match. It leads you to a name, it can lead you to a vehicle, and that's why we know that he had a home. His mother's home is where he was found. Again, double wide trailer, mother lives there, double wide home. He lives in a camper in the back, or at least he was there, but he also had his name was registered to a vehicle, and the address was a home 2 miles from where Charlotte lived.
And this just came out of nowhere. He just showed up at 4:30 in the morning.
Apparently so.
Tessa, anything?
Have you spoken to Charlotte at all, or Charlotte's family, since she's been found?
I've made a number of inquiries to the family. This is a traumatic time for them as they're going through, her health, taking care of her health right now. And I'll be speaking to the parents soon as I can.
You said there was some resistance with the suspect. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
When we made the dynamic entry into the residence, he did give our SWORD operators, our SWAT people, some resistance in there. He was taken into custody. He did suffer some very minor injuries, but it was relatively minor, nothing big on the scuffle.
There's still, I just want to say, there's still a lot of searches underway. The home that he was registered to, a lot of information, and so you want to make sure that he's not connected with any other cases. So that's why it's still an ongoing investigation, but at this time, there's no evidence of that.
At the end of the search, what was the extent, like, of the search in terms of the scope area that, investigators, searchers were looking at?
I'll let you answer, Caroline, but,
Are you asking about at the
This-
park?
The scope beyond the park, I've heard reports that it was beyond the park as well.
The original scope of the ground search was within the park. The information we received that took us to Ballston Spa was obviously outside the park. We had no ground search operations going on outside the park other than leads we were running down that we were developing throughout the 2 days.
Great, thank you.
What's the letter say?
We're not gonna disclose that.
From this massive search? What were some of the biggest takeaways from this search? Now that it's wrapped up.
I would say the biggest thing is, you look at all these people behind us, it's cooperation of all the agencies. We don't work in silos, we have to work together to accomplish something like this. And you can never be too careful with your kids, pay attention to where they're at, what they're doing. Things can happen in an instant. Charlotte was no more than probably 2/10 of a mile from where she was camping in a small area, and she was gone for her to ride her bike around that loop would take her about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So you think they're safe doing that at 9 years old, but you just got to be cognizant and be paying attention to the things around you, your surroundings all the time. These things happen in a hurry, and unfortunately today, this ended in the right way.
Will there be
Any idea on the motive?
will there be any security protocols moving forward on the park?
We'll be doing the after-action report to identify any areas where the state parks can make any improvements. But obviously, this is a very random incident, and basically, anyone who comes in and out of that park will have come through a certain entryway. Their name is, they purchase a ticket, you have their name in a database, so that is why that's also helpful to identify who's in the park. So that's also, in a sense, a security measure, because we always know who's in the park.
Did the suspect enter through the main gate?
We don't know how he gets in.
2 helicopters, was the arrest affected by the helicopters or was the ground?
The arrest wasn't done by helicopter because of the seriousness of this incident. We brought in SWORD operators from throughout the state, and to expedite this, because obviously it was very time sensitive, we flew about 10 of our SWORD operators from downstate to be here to help with this entry. We normally operate about 6 or 8 people on a team. We had probably 20 SWORD operators make this entry with an FBI regional SWAT team.
Tell them what the SWORD stands for.
What SWORD stands for is our Special Operations Response Team. They are like most agencies have a SWAT team. We do that type of thing with our SWORD operators. They're full-time in that capacity, but they also do other things that normal SWAT teams don't do. We respond to high-angle rescue and different things with that team. They're a highly trained, highly capable unit that we use for just this type of thing. This is what they train for. This is what they live for, is to make entries like this and save someone's life.
All right, thank you, everybody, appreciate it.
I have 2 questions. Does this still affect how Amber Alerts are sent out? Because was there a delay this time? Because a lot of people are asking about that. Is the park back open tomorrow?
We're already back here on that. I would assume it'll probably be back open, but we'll make sure.
Any updates tomorrow that we should be aware of?
When we have more information, we'll have updates on our website, on our newsroom.
Any press conferences we should be aware of tomorrow?
With this tonight, probably not, but we'll let you know if we decide to do something. If we have more information that we can do. It's an ongoing, active investigation, so we have a lot of work to do with this
So
year.
were police present at the home when the ransom note was dropped?
They were in the area. They were not able to get the vehicle. There was some suspicious activity, and we were able to obtain the note.
Where was the camper in relation to the family?
Right behind the house.
Was he a registered sex
is not. He is not a registered sex offender. Did everybody just hear that? Is anybody else shocked by that?
I am.
They literally were reporting that and now he's 47 and not 46, and it was 51. It was 51 now, then 46, now 47, and he was a sex offender. Now he's not. Like, what the fuck?
I bet he is now.
That was so strange. Like, I feel like I'm like in this Mandela effect. Like
The governor also saying that this was a random incident. I don't buy at all. I don't buy it.
Have you been following this, Flo?
Nope. I don't have a clue what's going on.
I just started following it like a few hours ago. She was it's a little girl that was missing in New York. She was kidnapped by we were told like the suspect was 51 years old. That's what was reported, and had a sex offender, past sodomy charges. Now all of a sudden the offender's a completely not a sex offender. I don't understand.
Did the name change?
No.
Yeah, I feel like, no, the name's not changed. They never put out, okay, we thought it was this other dude that fit the profile of what they stated. I mean, everything they were saying, the sodomy charges from 1997, he was a sex offender, and it had to do with little boys, and he was 51 years old. We found the dude, and it was this filming dude, and this weirdo guy he's a sex offender that's like, and he's like taunting people on Facebook about this because everybody's been accusing him of being involved. So they had this dude's like record basically. It tied. I don't understand. It's hard to explain.
That's all right. I know I'm coming in cold. I guess I just assumed it was a Summer Wells development, but then I realized I didn't recognize that name. And
yeah, it's a little girl. Thankfully, she was found pretty quickly, right? Like, how long was she missing, guys?
She went missing Saturday evening and was found this evening. Was it this evening?
This afternoon is what it sounds like.
Where? In a park, it sounds like?
Yeah. They were camping in a state park.
Is she not old enough to talk?
Yeah, she's old enough, yes. But she was taken on her bicycle. She was riding her bicycle on the loop at the campground and apparently was taken. He took her and put her in his camper behind his mother's house, and he kept her there.
Yeah, which I think is this right here. He had her in a cabinet. He had her in a freaking cabinet. Like, I don't know.
In case mom came in?
Do what?
Just in case mom came in or something?
I don't know. When the cops found her, they found her in a cabinet.
The mom's a sex offender too, come to find out. The 72-year-old mom is a sex offender. His
Lovely
older
family.
brother's a sex offender too, and now he's a sex offender. And then there's this weirdo guy on Facebook who seems to be tied to all this. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they were saying it was a 51-year-old. Is anybody mind blown right now? Justin, are you mind blown with this or what? Please, like, can you come up here? Just like insane.
I think that once you have 3 sex offenders in the same nuclear family, we should just call it quits on that family and just. You people had your shot.
I'm sorry. Ziggy, you read my mind again tonight.
Really? About what?
Flow State here is saying that after they have 3 sex offenders in a family, nuclear families should just give up on the family. You immediately went to the Wells, and I was just like, oh, done.
Is there 3? Is there?
The whole family might as well be.
Real
The whole
bad.
family should be, but are there any? There's one.
Oh yes.
No, it's on both sides. It's on both maternal and paternal side of the family.
Yeah, even so Candace's uncle, so her mom's brother is committed to a institution because he was. Did they actually release him from the institution?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. But he was committed to an institution. He had really bad sex crimes, and he didn't get found guilty. He found by reason of insanity. So, and they sent him to an institution, and that's Candace Wells' uncle. And rumors that she was abused by him allegedly.
I think that going to a criminal asylum would probably be worse than just going to prison.
So, just to give you a little more information, the uncle or the great uncle or whoever it is that is from Wisconsin, he is actually the worst registered offender in the state of Wisconsin. He's the only one in their top tier level.
I didn't realize these things were graded. I guess I'm not surprised at all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I am just so confused, and I think Justin's the only one that truly understands the confusion, because me and him were both trying to find who this guy could be, who this 51-year-old guy could be, looking through all of the sex offender registry in that area of New York, and we find this guy checks every box. And then we see on Facebook that other people are saying it's this dude too. Then we look him up and he says like really strange dude, posting weird shit and talking about Charlotte and her missing and stuff, and just saying the weirdest things, and very delusional. It's just weird. The article, like all the news articles described this dude. Now all of a sudden the guy is 40. Well, they said 46. Now it's 47. It's some guy named.
Maybe he had a birthday between then and now.
I don't know what is. No, it was supposed to be a 51-year-old. Yeah, it could fit. The 46, 47 thing might not be that big deal, but it's like weird. Like, okay, it was 51. And it was supposedly a sex offender. Now we just learned from that conference that the guy is not a sex offender. How is that even possible? What? All the news articles reported that this guy was a sodomist. Is that the word, sodomist?
I don't know, actually.
Would that be a sex offender? That's a pretty bad sex offender, right? Like, that'd be one that would be on probably left.
I mean,
street.
I'm pretty sure most of us are guilty of sodomy. If it like.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. But that's
technically by law, yes.
Hey, Justin.
Shit, I was still muted. Sorry. He wasn't a S offender, was he?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He wasn't an S offender.
Why did it say that in the articles then?
It did. I think they were getting them confused.
But why? I don't understand. They were probably getting reports from people from TikTok.
We were getting them
filming like the same way we got the filming dude. That's probably how they were. They probably were thinking it was him at first. These news outlets or something. That's all I can think of.
I haven't got to watch the news press conference yet because they were saying it was tomorrow. And
we just watched it, and the guy's actually 47 years old. He's actually 47, not 46, and he's not a sex offender.
Did you get that thing I sent you earlier?
Yeah, I didn't understand what that was. That's what I have pulled up right here, actually. That address.
That's him.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand your comment. I was like, what do you mean? Because I was like, that's exactly the address I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And he, that's why it was weird, because I'm like, it can't be that guy, because he's 46, and the perpetrator's supposed to be 51. Is what the news outlets are reporting.
His brother, I don't know if it was him or his brother. He owns the like an ice cream truck.
Yep, it's his brother. His older brother, Charles, is his older brother. He's also a sex offender, and their mom is a sex offender. Justin, did you know that?
Yes.
This house, the house that the little girl was found in, the 72-year-old mother is a sex offender.
How does a family I mean, this is like a Wells type family. Like, how do they?
Well, they reported he was a sex offender, though. But she, at first, it's just so fucking confusing. And now they're deleting it. Now they're deleting articles and erasing the.
Your mic just went kind of.
It's me. I think it might be me. I don't know if it's me or. Hold on.
But yeah, now they're editing these articles where it said 51 and changing them to 46. Probably now changing them to 47.
I'm going to make a strange comparison, but hear me out on this. It's weather technology is getting better and better, and you start to spot storms in places that you never spotted storms, like tornadoes, and we're noticing how much more powerful hurricanes are and things like that. Is it possible? Is it possible that science needs to do a study on families, especially, and see if there is actually a mental issue? Or,
hey, I don't know if it's yours, Mike.
It's mine. Hold on, let me read.
I say, right when he was talking about hurricane, it sounded like there's a hurricane behind him.
I was going to say, I closed my window, so that's why you're not hearing crickets anymore or anything.
Okay, good.
But
sorry about that.
What I'm saying is, is it about time? You have the Wells, you have this family now. How many other countless families that have RSO in them? That isn't it about time that science actually studies these families and say there is either a genetic issue or that there is a mental issue that's being passed down from generation to generation and it can be treated? I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking like a victim becoming the abuser type of situation. I'm just saying like what you have in the Wells family, where it's generational, and then what appears to be in this family as well.
That slope is too slippery.
You cannot rehabilitate an RSO.
No, but it would help identify them
beforehand. You mean, right?
Pre-crime. I'm opposed to pre-crime.
I'm as Orwellian as anybody else can be, but I do believe in this situation that it would be warranted because you have history. I'm not saying you can't go out and pre-treat everybody. I'm saying you have history with these families. So you can study these families that have a history of this and see if there's an identifiable trait that people could be on the lookout for future.
They do psychological profiles. That's not what you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
I think this needs to go past just a psychological profile.
Well, I mean, they would have to be, I guess, willing to participate in that.
It's not easy to get, or it's not hard to get like inmates to participate. Give them a honey bun and a cigarette.
Right. I was going to say it doesn't even have to be preferential treatment or an extra out in the playground, or the basketball courts, whatever you want to call it. It could be just a part of or become part of the court orders when they're convicted.
Yeah, but if it's forced, then they could, and depending on the type of study, they could screw with it. I'm still opposed to anything more than really profiling because it's. I mean, you could say it's just going to be limited to this, but like the very next day they're going to use it to start pre-criming everything.
Yeah, it can be a slippery slope.
Yeah, like I said, I am very Orwellian, but I in a situation like this, I don't see an issue with
Don't you
it.
think they have already done? Don't you think studies like that's probably been done? Like, I would think there's probably been some done if we would look into like the, scholar records or whatever.
I bet not, actually, because who's going to pay for that? For whatever reason, this doesn't seem to be it's not, it's something that the powers that be don't seem particularly interested in, is like child SA.
Well, I mean,
It's way easier to catch
allegedly.
people with drugs.
Or, trafficking. You don't think they're interested in trafficking?
They are, but I think, in my opinion, less than they should. They focus way too much on the wrong things.
That I can agree with.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree
I think
with.
that if there's not a victim, everything should be legal. That's all your drugs, all your prostitution, all your gambling.
Gosh,
I have to kind of agree with that statement, because it just the way I view things, and I'm not trying to bring politics into this, but just the way I view things politically, that I have to agree with that statement.
Danny H says gross. what's
And I'm not saying that all those things are good things, of course, but
are you thinking it's so it can't be capitalized on? Is that what you're thinking?
well, I
You
think that
thinking
if people have vices, and if you're trying to reduce the damage the vices cause by causing more damage to people who have the vices, it's upside down logic. And yeah, it's an industry.
Not only that, and I'm not trying to advocate for like any sort of government oversight or anything like that, but you would eliminate this whole entire issue with fentanyl overdoses.
Yep.
Because there could be some level of regulation that says, just like the pot industry is going right now in some states, or CBD, or any of the other items that are out there. There is actually an oversight or a watch on that particular product, that they have to meet a certain level of testing, purity, and this and the other.
Well, I don't think that stuff would have even been invented if everyone was just allowed to get the H that they wanted. There'd be no incentive to develop it. There'd be no incentive to buy it. Innovation in the market is a product of prohibition.
Agree.
Same with organized crime. It would gut
You are a
organized
business
crime.
major. I could definitely tell. Now, the digital missionist, I has an interesting question, because I find it interesting. Are you suggesting that the population is capable of agreeing what and who makes a victim? I think that would probably be hard to.
If it's an exchange between two voluntary adults, as long as there's no party participating involuntarily, it's about voluntary action.
You'd still have the age of consent to be a legally given age. You have,
I have no issues with that. I think that should definitely stay.
Right, but the question is, I get the question, but I'm still saying you still have these benchmarks that a person must clear, in order to be able to partake, or even if they were to be old enough to sign a waiver of consent, or as far as like any sort of drug use or anything like that, that takes liability off the company. They're willingly doing this, knowingly doing this. It's all a matter of, person can do what they want.
I mean, in my opinion, I guess I think it's more than just my opinion, but alcohol is already the worst one. I mean, it's one of the two things that can kill you from withdrawals.
I hate alcohol.
It makes you aggressive. Most of them don't.
Yeah.
I-
I swear
I-
I wouldn't date a guy that drinks like ever again. I just don't want. I don't drink myself. I think alcohol is really one of the worst drugs. Because it's
It
so
is. For sure.
accessible though. So I don't know if maybe if drugs were more accessible, is that gonna make the other change that to make it worse?
Well,
What?
no, no. I think it would have to follow the way that the pot industry has gone, where you have legalized dispensaries. Is what I'm trying to get to, where there is an oversight of what it can be, that it has to be pure, and that you can't have this mixing of fentanyl, and you eliminate that from happening
But
as
then
long as the
there's
person's
gonna be
getting
a
it
black
legally.
market for it, though. There's going to be a black market for because people are going to be trying to make it themselves still.
No, because the all the value in those products is because of the criminality. It's not because they're expensive to produce. They're incredibly cheap to produce. Allegedly.
Do you have any experience in that?
Nope.
Oh man, remember Prohibition?
Yeah. Everything that happened during Prohibition, I mean, like all the lessons from alcohol prohibition would exactly apply in the same way. You'd have a huge reduction in organized crime. You'd have a huge reduction in the number of violent murders surrounding organized crime. You'd have fewer overdoses because you wouldn't get surprised with what you bought, you know. But it would gut the criminal justice industry, so that probably won't happen.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. I do see how that could but it's like a give and take type thing, there's or positive and negative. There's its positive and negatives with both ways, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's we're I think we're saying the same thing, but coming at it from two different angles.
Digital missionist. I said it exactly how I meant it.
We're having a flow state. This is the type of stuff that flow state talks about.
I didn't mean to do that thing. We can
Oh no,
Of course.
it's totally it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's related to crime and stuff, so whatever. We were just this little girl's been found. The presser's over. I'm still really confused, and I'm not going to obviously solve tonight the mystery. So
This may take a few months to solve that confusion, because from what where they were saying that there will not be a press conference tomorrow now. They might be just going straight to charges and straight to court on this, and not having any more contact with press on it.
So there's been a lot of changes. Well, I mean, I guess that's just like the beginning of the Summer Wells case, when all the misinformation with that, like, oh, that she was 4 years old and mother.
Don't get started on that one. Oh, that ticks me off. That with the Wells, that there was within the first 24 hours. I've lost track, but it's something like 4 or 6 different descriptions of Summer. You know, that really ticks me off. You have a missing kid, and the parents can't even get the description of their child straight.
Don't even put the right age. Give a picture that if it doesn't even look like her at the top. Why would they post a picture of her in with long hair when her head was shaved? That makes zero sense.
Well, that picture looks like it's a Christmas time picture, and I think that is the picture that Robin actually gave.
It didn't make sense because, but why didn't the mother give? Because the mother wouldn't come out and talk to police that night, the first night. That's right. Maybe it was from the first night. Maybe it's because Robin did go to 110 the first night, right?
Yes, she did.
It was that night that the picture was given, and remember, Candace wouldn't go outside and talk to the police for some odd reason.
No, she did not want to talk to the police. She is afraid of the police. She always has been. She's had, according to her, she's never had a good interaction with police. And the reason that Robin was there, it wasn't just a phone call to go and show up and give support to the Wells. I've mentioned before to you that I've looked a lot into the SDA church. They actually had an organization within the church of their staff members, some of their staff members and their inner circle of members, for whatever you want to call them, that they would actually were prepared to go into the woods or go into urban and suburban settings and search for a missing kid.
Yeah, they had some kind of a missing child's program or something.
Yeah. That's the real reason that Robin showed up and was ready to go searching that night. It wasn't there to support them.
What are you thinking? It's because
I'm saying the police put a squash to them going searching.
That's her. She's volunteering for the SDA church to do it.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, if you think about that, her statement about her getting a backpack with snacks and things and hiking boots and being able ready, it makes sense.
That's what I was just thinking. That's crazy. That makes perfect sense to me.
Is it possible? And back in the case that you guys were talking about earlier, is it possible that they changed the description of the suspect so that the general public would focus on somebody else, and there would be less likely that a mistrial is declared due to public opinion already having been made?
So you're saying, do you think they're lying to us about who the suspect really is?
Could be. I don't know how much pull the prosecution
or they got it wrong. So that's just, it is very strange. I just think that news outlets got their information from doing the exact thing like me and Justin were doing, was looking through the sex registry, looking for a 51-year-old that fit exactly the description they were given, and they found that Philman guy, and he was 51 years old. He had all those sodomy charges that they were talking about that the offender had. I think that people really thought, I think the news organizations really think it was this, or thought it was this Philman dude. And I think they were just wrong, like the rest of us, because I thought it was that Philman guy too. Because that's what they were putting out. Like they were saying he had sodomy charges. Like, I don't know how something like that happened. It's just like blowing my mind. I don't understand how they say the suspect is a 51-year-old man.
It's probably just a rush because I mean, in today's day and age, it's all about speed of press, not accuracy.
Yeah.
BB Diamond, I kind of don't have it. I mean, I get what your point is about media and still putting out her picture there, but at the same time, I kind of am happy that they're not putting out the picture of the character that did this, because that is just, in some people's mind, would put almost a heroic spin on this, and take a villainization that belongs on him off.
It is what it is. A mistrial would be in the defendant's favor. So if they were trying to prevent a mistrial, they would be working against him.
It depends if it's with prejudice or not, though.
I mean, either way, I think it's It's at least not worse.
Wow. Nah, that's crazy. At least they found, I mean, the good thing is they found her though, I guess, I mean, not I guess, that is the good thing. That's the best thing about it. So, and that's the most important thing. Wow. I don't know what to think. They usually wait till they have the mugshot and the charges written up. Let me see if I could pull it. I'll try and look on VineLink again.
I don't think they're going to have anything. By the way, they were saying in the press conference, they were saying they have a lot of work to do, and they're still questioning him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect charges till daybreak to show up.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, that's probably correct. Because she was saying they haven't there's no charges yet, but she fully expects them. What's the dude's last name again? Craig Ross. Yeah, he's not in any like system.
When was he picked up?
Huh?
When was he picked up?
Like
about 6:30.
Yeah. So 5 hours ago or so. But I'm super tired. I'm gonna have to get off here because I am like so falling so tired.
Ava, I know Ziggy said she wants to get off, and I'm going to answer your question real quick. I find it disturbing that a church does that. I think that they are preparing for something that the church shouldn't be preparing for.
Yeah, that's really weird.
It's odd. It just seems out of place to me. I'm not trying to, when I say about Robin, showing up at the wells and prepared to go in the woods searching, it's more of that there is this organized, whatever you want to call it, within the SDA church, and that her statements actually start to make sense when you look at it and realize that's what she's saying, but she's not directly saying there's a group name to it.
I'm sorry, Candace. I've been live a few times today. Oh man. Sorry, I bet he has out.
All right. Well, thanks for having me up. Good night.
I started to read Danny's comment. I didn't realize that she was. I think she's talking about you. I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know what she's talking about. This Danny chick.
That I have great hormones and cope with stress well?
I don't know. Is she talking about you?
I like to think both of those things are true. I sleep sporadically. All right. Well, thanks for having me up and entertaining my my political extremism.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
How do I get out of this? Oh, there it is.
Ava, Ziggy wants to close out tonight, and I understand she's been actually on since about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning throughout the day. So not trying to plug my channel or anything. Ziggy, don't have to drop a link or anything like that. Just watch. Tomorrow night, I will do a live, and I'll go into that information because I've done a lot of research on it.
I'm just kidding.
No. I'm saying I understand you want to get. She's asking me a question that. She's asking me a question though that's going to take about a half an hour to really get into it and understand, and that's not fair to you. Is what I'm more or less saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I am really tired. So thank you.
No problem. But with that being said, like I said, I'm not trying to plug my channel, although it sounds like I am. I apologize for that.
That's a knee slapper. Nah. Like Justin said, yeah, RJ. No, he wasn't. I know he was. I appreciate that. Like that you were respectful of that because I seriously am. Not all people are seriously. So thank
Yeah,
you.
it's going to take a good half hour to answer that. So remember that question and ask me tomorrow night, and I will definitely dive into that for you.
Okay. All
Anyway,
right.
have a good night.
Good night, guys.